It's been so long. It's been so long. What's up, guys? Fallen Marvel here, and this is my personal overview on this year's E3 conference from last week. Now, I'll just be going over some of the stuff that I saw and some of the releases that I'll be looking forward to. So, let's go ahead and get this in because I have plenty to say. And coincidentally, so does this guy. So first, the Microsoft conference. Now, arguably, the biggest news in Microsoft was probably the backwards compatibility, which I have to say I am definitely looking forward to. Even though I already own both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, it gives me an excuse to clear off some space on my entertainment center. As far as games that caught my attention at the conference, obviously Tomb Raider comes to mind. The gameplay in that looks really good, and I enjoyed playing the first one on the PlayStation 4 when they released the definitive edition, so I'm definitely looking forward to this new one. Only other interesting games were probably some of the indie titles that were coming out, like the Cuphead and Beyond Eyes. Now, Cuphead is interesting in itself because I definitely like the really old golden age Disney animation, and the fact that they add fluid gameplay with it being a platformer, that's going to be an interesting playthrough. Beyond Eyes is kind of another special case because looking at it, it's like a combination between Rain and Flower and Bastion. And all three of those are completely different games, but it just looks like they kind of combined it into one and came up with this really artsy and, needless to say, original looking game. Hey, but why you ain't up on that Halo and that Rainbow Six though? Two reasons. One, I'm not into Halo. Two, I absolutely suck at Rainbow Six. I've tried playing Rainbow Six games in the past and I was absolutely terrible at them. Last time I tried playing one was the one back on the Dreamcast, and you can imagine how long ago that was. I think it's better time you step your game up, bruh. Marv, mind your business. Now, moving over to the EA conference, there were actually only 4 titles that they announced that I'm looking forward to. One is Mass Effect Andromeda, 2, Need for Speed, 3, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and 4, Star Wars Battlefront. I've always enjoyed a really good racing game, and Need for Speed always fit that bill for the most part, save for a few titles. Overall, the new Need for Speed looks really good, and it looks really realistic, and I definitely am looking forward to playing that game. Now, Mirror's Edge is a unique title that, I definitely was able to sink my teeth into the first go round, and I'm definitely looking for a second helping of that game. So far from what I've seen, it looks really good, and the fact that they're making it more open world definitely is drawing me in to play it. Now, Mass Effect is one of those games that kind of escaped me. I had a couple of them, but for some reason I just never finished them. I don't know, it just happened. How do you not finishing a game just happens? Honestly, I have no explanation. It just didn't happen, but needless to say, I'm still interested in learning more about the series, and eventually I'm going to pick up the whole trilogy and play it from there, and hopefully that'll pretty much gear me up for this new one that's coming out. You had better, because those excuses getting real stale. Yeah, it's about as stale as your convoluted opinions, Marv. Yeah, keep playing with me, I'll cause an aneurysm. Star Wars Battlefront is definitely a title that I am looking forward to playing. It looks really, really good, and it just looks like a whole lot of fun, and I can't wait to really sink myself into that. Things about it just seem, it had so many different layers to it, and it just really looked really awesome. I'm already looking forward to the Star Wars movie at the end of the year, so this comes out, I believe they said it comes out in November, so I really cannot wait to play it. Only thing I was confused about was the whole thing with them showing Luke and Darth Vader fighting each other, so I'm kind of wondering how that played into it, but then again, why ask why? Really, you might as well ask why Darth Vader is Luke's father. You just really enjoy being annoying, don't you? It's a gift. The Square Enix conference was pretty decent. There were only a few titles that really caught my interest. You had the Dragon Quest, the indie game Life is Strange, then you had the new Final Fantasy 15, which I am totally looking forward to. I actually really haven't been hyped for a Final Fantasy since 10. Now, some people complained about the frame rate and stuff or whatever. That didn't really bother me, considering the game isn't even finished yet. So we still probably have like a whole nother year before the game even comes out, and I'm pumped for it. Now, the new Star Ocean announcement was actually pretty surprising. I actually look forward to seeing how the new one plays. The last one I played was The Last Hope for the PS3, and I thought it was pretty good. But there's one particular one I will not talk about. Like, some people love that particular one and consider it the best of all, but I don't want to talk about it. Till the end of time gave you nightmares, didn't it? You know, I really hate you. Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't care how confusing the storyline is, and I will be the first to admit it's a very confusing plot. But I absolutely love playing Kingdom Hearts. It's a very immersive game, combining the worlds of Final Fantasy and Disney, which who'd have thought that would even work? The gameplay trailer itself, it looks really good. It definitely looks very much improved since Part 2, and considering it's been 10 years since like the main story unfolded, it's like, man, you guys have been really teasing us for so long. Why tease us? Teasing, just teasing. God, stop bothering me. Now, the Ubisoft conference showcased some pretty good games. One being Tom Clancy's The Division, which I have to say has to be a pretty unique looking shooter. And I didn't really catch everything that the announcer was saying, but by the looks of the game, it looks primarily like an online co-op type shooter. And if so, I'm definitely probably going to have to step up my online game, because it looks like a pretty fun one. They did wind up showing the new Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which looks pretty good, but I'm not really so gung-ho about the Assassin's Creed series, because they're starting to get into that whole routine with coming out one every year, and it's kind of really being one of those annual games that you just know are already coming out, so it's no big surprise there. Either way, I am looking forward to it, and I like the fact that it's taking place in London, so it'll be pretty interesting to play that one. Even though I'm completely terrible at the game, the Rainbow Six Siege looks actually pretty cool, but given my stance with it, I primarily just stay away from it and just remain a spectator. You poor man, would you like cheese with that wine? By far the best game they showed was that Ghost Recon Wildlands. Man, did that game look pretty cool. I really like the fact that this game gives you more than one way to complete a single objective, and the fact that it's more open world and you have all this stuff at your disposal. It makes for a really appealing game, and more than likely I'll be checking it out when it gets released. So good showing, Ubisoft. It pretty much does it for those, so let's get on into the Sony conference. Now, the announcement for The Last Guardian, I have to say, was really appealing, and the game looks absolutely beautiful. It really helps the fact that it's the same creators who did Ico and Shadow Colossus, which are some of my favorite games to play. And I have to say, it's really appealing, and I can't wait to play it for myself. Now that Horizon Zero Dawn, man, I am really blown away by that one. I can't explain the way that I felt when I was watching that gameplay, but it was so immersive, and it really pulled you in with the look, and the art style was really good. And ironically enough, it kind of reminds me back when the PS3 first launched, when they were showcasing Heavenly Sword, which itself was a pretty decent game, but I think like the final product was a bit lackluster to a lot of people. Like, I kind of get the same vibe from this one, but it looks like they really just simply put, the game looks amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on that one. The girl of the game. I refuse to answer that. No Man's Sky is another interesting indie game that's coming out, and I haven't played a really good flight simulator type game in a really long time. Last one I played was probably back on Dreamcast with Air Force Delta. Spoiler alert, he's showing his age. This guy. Now, of course, the big one during the conference was the official announcement for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I can't say that I was really overly surprised or blown away by it. Not because I'm not looking forward to play it, because I'm going to get it when it comes out. It's just that they've been teasing it for so long, and it's to the point where it's just, you kind of just expect it at this point. I mean, either they say that it's not going to happen or it is. In the end, it didn't exactly blow my socks off, even though I'm happy about it and I very much look forward to playing it. And I definitely look forward to seeing it being remade, because I think they're going to make some changes to it from the original one. So more than likely that'd be cool. But really deep down, I really much would have preferred a remake of this instead. Bruh, you absolutely tripping. You know good and well that Final Fantasy VII was the greatest of all time. Look, I would not deny that Final Fantasy VII is a great game, and it's one of the games that even got me in RPGs in the first place. But I'm sorry, I can't even put it up with the greatest RPGs of all time. I ended up liking 8 better. You on that stuff, ain't you? Marv, grow up. Of course, the Uncharted 4 announcement was pretty dope, and the game itself, I have to say that I'm a fan of the series. I played all 3 of them up to this point, and it's not going to be surprised for me to play the 4th one. And it looks really good, looks very interactive, plays just like an action-adventure movie, very reminiscent of Indiana Jones. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer that I'm going to get that one too. There's no one's surprised about that one. But the biggest announcement of all for me was the Shenmue Kickstarter. You don't know how much emotion went through me when they announced it. I can't even explain it right now. Only thing I could do, just look. Just look.
This is a game that PlayStation fans have been very, very, very vocal about. 展開できることになります。
Shenmue! Yes! I really was looking forward to seeing how this story played out, and it just really seemed like the more time went on from beating the second one, it really just seemed like there was going to be no completion for this game in sight. And then to see this actually happen with Yu Suzuki come out and really ask us to help him get it started. And not only that, like, they had the Kickstarter set up for 31 days. They reached their goal less than 24 hours. That's how much people love that game. I remember playing the original one when the Dreamcast first came out, and that was the first game I ever played where it genuinely sucked me into that world, to where it's like every choice that I made was literally like me living life. Everything was like riding on me making the right choices and finding the information I needed with him searching for his father's killer. Like, I was that invested in that series. The thing is that, like, as far as the way I feel right now, hey, dreams come true, and it's been 13 years in the making for me wanting to complete this, and hopefully it really happens, and I really think this is a confirmation that it will. So all I can say is yay. So guys, that's my perspective on this year's E3, and I have to say, it's been a really great experience. This is actually the first E3 I sat through and watched and really got into, and there are plenty of titles that I am looking forward to. Like, I can't wait to play some of this stuff. It's been a while since I've been this amped up about video games, so really can't wait. Definitely look forward to hearing what you guys thought about this year's E3 and some of the titles that you're looking forward to. So go ahead, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and remember my advice to keep it nerdy, but nerd responsibly. Ball and Marvel, out.